when our aura gets so bright, so strong, like, and guys pick also up on this. Most of the time, not like girls or women, that they are consciously intrigued by you, but that they are jealous and that they get tight because it's just like, who's this guy? Small, 1 meter 60, 1 meter 70, but has that bright of an aura, has that of a masculine stature. It's like a phenomenon that they see, like literally, because they are not used to this type of masculinity, basically. Yes, you gotta keep in mind, most of the guys are dirty as depleted kumas, playing with their own vina multiple times a day. Imagine we got even people that are playing with their Venus in public toilets. Like, that's what it come to in these times. Like, literally, this is what it came to. So can you imagine how jealous people of you are if you are retaining your seat? Can you that imagine? Obviously, you can't if you are not retaining your seat by yourself. This is all gonna sound like some bogus. Like, if this doesn't really happen to you on a back to back continuous basis, you're gonna be like, what is this guy talking about? Ich küsse dein wahres Herz, Fabrizio, mein Bruder. Der erste Like, der erste Zuschauer, nicht Zuschauer. So jemanden wie dich vor allem sehe ich nicht als Zuschauer. I don't see people like Fabrizio as just plain subscribers or visitors. No, he's a real one. That's what he always showed me, and that's what he always gonna show us, not only me. So it's like, who is this little guy in the mall of Kaufland walking up and down with that much of confidence, that much of an aura? And the same goes for you when you are somebody who is retaining his seat. So your aura is expanding, it's getting brighter and brighter. Your looks are going up and up. The girls that checking you out are getting better and hotter. But be careful, them girls also just want your energy, and then they're gonna walk off. If she's not with the most high, that is. The most optimal girl would be obviously if she is also retaining her fluids, whatever fluids she got down there. Obviously, she got to be a woman or girl, depending on your preferences. But if you are somebody who is old and chasing young little girls, if I found you, I'm gonna smack you around, you dirty ass. Back to the topic. So I was in the Rewe, it's a supermarket in Germany. I was buying my stuff, groceries, like 4 or 5 things, bread and cheese, stuff like that. I'm paying the things and it costs like 12 euro. I saw it on the display. And this mug literally says 50 euro. And mind you, I am tired. Hi, I hope I spell right your name. Atsa. So I'm looking at the display. It says 12 euro, round about 12 euro. And this mug says 50 euro. As I said, I am tired, as you can see in my voice, in my eyes. And he says 50 euro. I'm like, did he really say 50 euro? So I'm paying my ish, putting all into a bag, going upstairs and thinking to myself, nah, nah. I'm a Chechen. First of all, I'm a Muslim. I'm a light worker. Alhamdulillah, I'm somebody who is doing Allah's will, the universe's will. I'm not gonna let people talk about me or talk to me. God damn it. I'm not gonna let them just talk to me like that. That's what I'm thinking. Hi, Joey. Joey does it all. So I'm standing upstairs because, mind you, he was standing up when he said 50 euro. He was talking to a colleague from him and saying like, oh, you have your shift is over or what? I thought he's talking about himself. So I went upstairs and I was literally waiting with this gaze for him. Imagine a guy like me waiting like on semen retention 2 months. I'm waiting like 20 minutes. Nobody is showing up other than customers. Nobody is coming up the lift. I'm thinking, where's this mug? I'm looking down on the bottom floor again. I see the mug is still, how you say, he's a cashier, obviously. He's still doing the work. I'm thinking, alright, I'm gonna come back to you. Let's see what's up. So I'm going downstairs again. I'm going to him. I'm saying, yo, I think you wanted too much money from me for these 4 or 5 groceries. He said, what? Do you have the bill? I'm like, I know he's trying now to play mind games with me. How do I know? Damn, how do you know that, Chechen? Because I've been in these positions multiple times. Especially guys, I think from the States can relate. So he says to me, do you have a bill? I'm like, I might have a bill. I'm looking in the bag, and in the bag are only my groceries. I'm like, no. I say to him, I don't have the bill, but you know what I mean. You know what I talk about. And he like, nah, wallah, I don't know what you mean. I'm like, in my head, you are using the Most High's name and lying into my face in front of all the customers? I'm like, I said to him, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I said to him, I'm a Chechen. He looking at me, he says, be a Chechen as much as you want. He said like this. Like he said, be a Chechen if you want to. That's what he said. So I'm looking at the mug, like looking at him, giving him the, are you dead ass gaze? And the other dude was interrupting us. He wanted to pay his groceries. He like, this is haram what you make. Haram what you make. You are pushing a kid or something. He said like this. I said, this is haram if I stand up for myself or what? So now I'm beginning to shake and be angry, and the adrenaline and testosterone is pumping through my veins. And I'm looking at both, and the entire room did stop to talk. There was literally looking what is going on. There was at least 30 to 50 people watching this whole scene. Okay, 30 to 50 is might a little bit too much, like 20 to 30, something like that, around those numbers. And them both trying to push me like into submission with words. I'm looking at them. I'm literally eating my cheese. I bought cheese, you know, Emmentaler is called in Germany. So I'm eating this, and the guy is like, I'm gonna call my supervisor. We can find out if I took too much money from you. He's like literally trying to bullshit his way out of the conversation, of the pressure. And I'm like, you dead ass? Like 2-3 minutes ago, like, I mean 20 to 30 minutes ago, he was trying to bullshitting me. Now you backing down like a girl? So he stands up and says, I'ma call the boss, he said, yeah, not supervisor. I'ma call the boss. You can talk to him to get your money back. I'm like, this mug, this little mug. In my mind, I said to him, I swear on my mama, I swear on Quran, I go now. I don't make nothing. Then the dude who was interrupting us, it was a black guy. He said, doesn't matter if you're Chechen or not, I'm Somali, so on and so forth. And I said, yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. In my head, I thought what matters is to have respect for yourself. So the black guy is walking out. I am walking out behind him. Black guy turns around to me. He says, what did he say? He said like, yo, he said something and I said, brother, you are the kind of people, because he's black, not only because he's black, but blacks have to face a lot of racism. I said to him, you are the kind of guys who I want to protect from racism, because I also get a lot of racism. I said like this to him, and he was like trying to reach out his hand to give me his hand, you know. I reached out my hand, we shaked our hands, and it was like I said to him, nah, he said, brother, all good and stuff like that. I say, Alhamdulillah, everything fine, everything good. He's saying to me, if you want to, I can buy something for you. I said, nah, brother, Alhamdulillah, I don't want nothing from nobody. I said like this. And mind you, everybody was seeing this, or at least a lot of people in the store, in the supermarket. And so I'm walking upstairs. I'm thinking, Alhamdulillah, somehow, no, not somehow. I just took back my respect. I had to. And you guys also have to. Doesn't matter basically if you are retaining or not, but it is way, 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 way easier on semen retention to clap back. And as I said in countless, numerous previous videos, you have to clap back. You can't just let this thing slide, because it's gonna go into your subconscious mind, and the next one you're gonna let slide doing this kind of BS. Next one you're gonna let slide, and the next one, and the next one. Then eventually you're gonna have absolutely no respect. Other people gonna see that, especially if you're a guy who has a girlfriend or wife, or let's just say significant other. She gonna think, I am hanging around a loser, a guy who is not protecting his self-respect. So how he gonna protect me when in the outside there's a maniac, as an example? You see these streets? These are Berlin streets. I know for the guys from USA this is nothing. Obviously this is nothing, but you got to keep in mind, me as an example, you see me, I'm a small dude, right? I'm a pretty skinny dude, even though I'm working out. Now, take in consideration, back in the days when I was like 23, 24, 22, like around this age, in total, I got attacked 4 times with knife. 4 times. And you see in my eyes that I don't lie. So imagine if you are walking outside, if you had a girlfriend, and this dirty ass, Berlin ass, dirty ass, zippenlose, coward, fake BS Berlin streets, and somebody is pulling up a knife on you and your girlfriend, and you are not retaining your seat, you don't have courage to pull out your own guns, as an example. Now, I don't want you guys to walk around with guns. I don't want you to be in jail or something like that. What I want is that you have respect for yourself and that you are showing it every single day in every single situation. Even if your father stands in front of you. Okay, maybe not your father, but everybody else, heaven yeah. Heaven yeah. Look at him, he's vibing. You see, this is life. Sitting in fire car, as an example. Not walking around thinking you are the toughest, you are the hardest, if you are, how they say in the States, if you are slick talking behind other people's back. I mean, alhamdulillah, this guy, this black dude and me, alhamdulillah, we made khair. But the other guy who was lying to the limit because he had fear, you know, we say in Germany, his mumu was am Tropfen. This means his na was dripping. This is what it means. But I don't want guys, punanis to drip because I'm not a bad guy. You know what I'm saying? My father didn't teach me like this. My mother didn't teach me like push weaker people, weaker boys. My grandmother told me, may she rest in power, when I was like 8 or 6 years old. She said to me, if you see a girl has a problem with a guy on the streets or on the school, you have to help the girl. She said like this to me. And I thank my grandmama, Allah yarhamu, that she said this to me. Because maybe if she didn't said this, I would be like also a bum who's slick talking, snitch talking, being a coward, not able to stand up for himself, not to say what he wants, say what you mean and mean what you say. Like, give me a sec. I'll put on my jacket. Yeah, it's just like that. Like Jada Kiss rapped, it's just like that. Ha! Like, I had a phone call like 2 hours ago with a brother of mine, and he said, bro, Chechen, ex-Chechen, he said, I am like, I'm worrying about you. You have all these altercations, you have all these problems outside, like, what's wrong with you? What's up with you? I said to him, brother, you are worrying about me? I am retaining my seat. Like, I said to him, brother, I kind of like said to him, we should be worried about you because you are hanging way too much out with girls. It's fine maybe to be with a girl, but like, if you bust that nut, you don't have the power to do the things that you have to do. What are the things that you have to do? Show love for yourself. Show respect for yourself. Show first and foremost to yourself that you are able to handle situations like a man, not like a coward. Imagine if here comes a little boy or a weak boy, and I say to him something, uh, you would unsubscribe me. You would think this guy, me, is talking against somebody who's smaller against him. Nah, I don't want to deal with that BS, like with that ish. So, and if you are retaining your seat, you're not gonna behave like this, because you already know the Most High is saying to you, like, this is wrong to go against weaker people, to go against people who can't defend themselves, to go against people who actually doesn't want to harm you, but they might just don't know how to talk to you properly. They might never get hurt on the streets. Their father might never slap them. It could be like that. But realistically, it doesn't matter for us. Why? Because we are retaining our seat, and we have to retain it. I told you numerous times, if we guys are not retaining, most probably nobody gonna retain. Why is that? Because most people think this is a joke. Most people think in real life, on the streets, especially maybe here in Berlin or other German cities, nothing can happen. Oh, I also thought like that many times, especially when I was defeated and depleted in a Puma. Then God, the Most High, sended multiple like agents, yes, agents from the Matrix that, as I said, try to and that's why I say you have to keep your guns up. There's no escaping it. There's no hiding it. Hiding from it, I mean. Obviously you can pretend, and most of you will pretend, but it's just like, how long do you want to pretend? Eventually it's gonna catch up to you, and then you're gonna be like, me, who has to deal with ish, even on streets like Berlin, German streets, coward streets, not comparable with USA or my home country or other dangerous cities slash countries. So what you gonna do? Are you still playing with yourself? Are you still holding your meat in your hand and acting as if it's the normal thing on the world? Are you still shaking other man's hand, knowing that you just jerked off 2 hours ago? Are you still jerking off to a girl that you really like, and then 2 hours later you meet up with her, and then you look her into the eyes with shame, knowing that you are not able to say to her, girl, I want to take you into the bed, or I want to. You don't have to be direct like that, obviously. Most of the time you shouldn't. This is a mistake I did sometimes. But the point is, your girlfriend, your mom, your females in general, they know when you guys, and also me back in the days, when we are playing with ourselves. They just know. They see it in our eyes. They see it in our mannerisms. And it's just like, what does that say about us as men? That we are cowards, that we are not able or what to go to the girl and to say to her, you don't have to say like this, like I say, hey beautiful, what's up? I want to meet you tonight. And if she says no, then she says no. But at least we know as men, we are mutig enough, this means courageous enough, to walk up to the girl, to the woman, and say, what's up? Extra crap, my brother, my true brother, since 2 or 3 years, I think. So that's why we have to change. We as guys, as men, first and foremost. Unfortunately, we live in a society and a world where this most probably never gonna happen, because most men are defeated and depleted. Since I think I heard a guy say, like, he started with this ish when he was 8 years old or 6 years old. I'm like, bro, how do you have even this fluid? How do you can make this at 8 years or 6 years? Does there come out anything? It was like that, I thought. Is this even possible? Matter of fact is, we all came in contact with this dirty practice when we was young, when we was vulnerable, and they infiltrated our mind with adult videos, now with OF as an example. But when we was younger, when we was fresh in our mind, like these kids, look at them, so happy, they have good vibes. In a few years, they may be, I hope not, but most probably they will do the same BS like we did, unfortunately. And I cannot go up to them and say, girls, boys, please don't waste your sexual life force energy, because they're gonna look at me like this. They're gonna say, security, bring this madman away. Sicherheit, bringt ihr den bitte weg hier. Like this. I want to say this to them. Your connection is a bit low. I try to catch up, brother. Let me know if it's working now. OF womens have no Ehre. Yes. And mind you, Exe, these are one of the beautiful, like, most hottest chicks out there. But they are using their sexual life force energy for BS. Imagine if they would do semen retention for women, like they wouldn't engage in sexual activities, or restrain it at least. Imagine how hot they would look then, how nice they would behave then. This is things that I think about, like, imagine if the girl that you like, that you love, that you see, as an example, in the supermarket or wherever, on the streets, on the school, doesn't matter where, outside of the love house. You shouldn't visit the love house, but this is another topic. Love house means where you pay a woman for you know what. Imagine if the girl on the street that we want, that we love, that is looking cute, that is looking sweet, if she would make semen retention, no, not semen retention, woman retention basically. You know what I mean. Imagine that. You know how sweet she would be then? You know how nice and clear her skin would look then? Do you know that? Can you imagine that? Of course you can imagine that. If you look at me, I make since 2 months semen retention. Now imagine a girl that is making 2 months woman retention. A hot girl. Example, Megan Fox or Ariana Grande. Sometimes I think Ariana Grande in 2019 positions times she was doing woman retention. But this is another topic. I never paid for adult entertainment. This is strength, extra crap. This is true strength. Unfortunately, I paid multiple times for these kind of women, and I always and still regret it. I regret it in the deepest of my heart because, as I said, and you guys obviously know, we are no ugly guys. Basically, no guy and no woman is ugly. Every single man and every single woman is beautiful, or in the man case, handsome, or at least looking nice, attractive. Every single people on this earth. I don't care what problems you have. Even people that can't walk, can't even people that can't think properly, like people that have how you call it, I forgot the word, like psychic problems, you know, the people that can't talk, that are in the wheelchair as an example, they are also attractive. But unfortunately also these people are not retaining their seed. Most of them are not retaining. So imagine a world where every single boy and girl would retain. Imagine if they would be forced to retain. You know how, do you can even imagine they would have such a strength when they are adults already. Little boys and little girls, they can also see when you are retaining. Damn. How do you know that, ex-Chechen? I'ma tell you how I know that. Because little boys and little girls are literally looking into my eyes when I'm next to them or walking past them. You might say, oh, they look into your eyes. So what? Do you know that most adults don't have the courage to look into my eyes? Or even if they look, they'd be like that, looking fast away. Girls and boys, if they look in my eyes, they are smiling. They are not looking like this, like most of the mugs that are walking around here, that don't retain their seat and that are defeated and depleted Kumas. Like, thank you, my brother. Shout outs to Extra Crab. I knew from day one that you are the right one. Pause. I mean, like, the right one in terms of the way you carry yourself. So, little boys, little girls are behaving like they should behave because their mind is not infiltrated with all this dirt and this brother. And also, I'm I want to I want to throw around the older men that are targeting little girls and little boys. I want to smack them around because I'm gonna be honest with you guys. You know I'm honest with you. Also, when I walk around, little like teenage girls are looking at me, but I'm not interacting with them. Never. No. 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 I would not do these things. No. Alhamdulillah, God gave me a mind. I have morals. I have especially standards. But you know that we have older, ugly ass, dirty ass men that are you know what I want to say, that are targeting these little girls, these sweet and kind little girls. They deserve better. We as men have to protect these girls because their brother are not protecting them, father not protecting them. They don't know that this is happening. We have to step up to the plate. We have to be there for them every single day, every goddamn single day. Now look outside of the streets here. Can you imagine if you see a girl down there, a teenage girl, sweet and innocent, and a dirty ass old man is coming up to her and saying something? Oh, this is making me. Now, we have to control our anger also as men. We have to control our words, the way we behave, the way we talk. Obviously, I was like about to crash out because this is a very serious topic. We cannot run around here and expect weak people, defeated and depleted Kumas, to step up to the plate, to stop people like that. They're not gonna do it because they have no life force energy. How do you expect them to step inside, not inside, between situation like this and say, no, stop it, you dirty ass? They're not gonna do it. So, who's gonna do it? Right, people like us, people who are subscribed to this channel, people who know the truth, who don't act as if it's not happening. If you see it, look it right into her eyes. Look into the eyes. The eyes are telling everything, Chico. You know this from Scarface. And this is what is making me angry. Yes, guys, you have to retain the seed. Have to retain the seed. There is no if, whens, and buts. People be looking at me here in this supermarket as if I'm the crazy one. Imagine that depleted and defeated Pumas are looking at me right now and thinking I am the crazy one for not sitting on my sofa and playing with my Wiener, with my Frankfurter. Dirty ass, defeated and depleted Pumas. Shaitana. And this is why I have oftentimes many problems on the streets, because people are literally jealous. They think a 1 meter 70 guy, how is he handling the business? How is this possible? How is a small guy like that talking like a big guy like that? Because he actually fought against big people multiple times. Because I went into the cafe by myself. I went into situations by myself, surrounded by many enemies. Bigger enemies than me. Way bigger. They could easily slap me through the earth probably, but they saw in my eyes who I am. They saw I'm not gonna back down. So Allah, and if you don't believe in Allah or God or the universe, whatever you believe in, whatever you trust in, this is where you have to show that you are a serious individual. Doesn't matter how hard it is. A man is standing until the end, until the finish. It is like that. It be like that. You know, multiple people easily could slap me around through this Kaufland, through this supermarket, without problem. But we have to stay strong. We have to retain. We have to keep calm. We have to not be arrogant, not being arrogant. Because if you are arrogant, if you are thinking that you are something better than other people, God gonna take you like that and smack your soul through the entire world. He's gonna smack you around. That's what God does. He is like that. And he smacked me most of my life through this earth, through Berlin, multiple times. Then I said, man, I am tired of being smacked around. I started to retain my seat, and slowly I'm apologizing to God, the universe, and to you guys.